Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Thanks for tuning in to the Unsigned Showcase. Hope you've had a good week and all that jazz. Today we've got an exclusive submission from our best friends, Alex and Nooses, with their project Miscreant of Malfeasance. And today we've got a really, really heavy one for us to check out because they've made it particularly heavy, this one, because they got some clapback apparently on their last track from elitist, brutal death elitists saying it's not heavy enough, it's not brutal enough. So they've come out with a new track called Not Brutal Enough with the double O's, and it says here it's a humorous, goofy song we came up with, capitalizing off the hate we got from brutal death elitists on our debut EP, and we went even more over the top doing so. Lol. And I really want to check this one out today because it sounds absolutely crazy. They've just gone mental with it, so that anyone who says this isn't brutal enough doesn't know what they're talking about anymore, because I think this is about as much as they can do. So let's get on the screen. As you can see, it's got the video, the name of the title there, Not Brutal Enough. So let's give this one a spin. I think it's going to be really cool. Here we go. Sick. Friggin' loved it, especially as well knowing the context and reading those lyrics and those parts as well, where there was the whole paragraph on the screen. He just goes Man, that was really, really cool. I enjoyed everything about it. And it was brutal and heavy enough for me. I would have to say, I really, really love the ride in this more than anything else in there. Every time he tinged on that ride, and especially where we got that section where it was the kind of the rhythm was on the ride as well. Man, that was so friggin' sick. It just pinged through my ear. And that when a ride can cut through the mix like that over big, heavy, massive guitars, punchy mix and everything else, you just hear that ting 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 ting, just fills my heart with joy. I absolutely friggin' love that sound. It's my favorite sound in the universe, and the way it cut through in this mix sounded so friggin' dope. There were loads of extra bits and bobs in this one. There was a symphonic edge coming at one point. But what I really liked from Alex on this one in terms of the mix is those guitars stayed punchy and fat all the way through that symphonic section as well. And if you've done any mixing, particularly as well, if you've tried to do symphonic deathcore mixing, you'll know the second you add those big ass synths and that symphonic edge to the music, the punch goes out of the rest of your mix pretty much, unless you do a whole bunch of tweaking to make sure that it doesn't, because that symphonic edge just takes over everything pretty much. You lose all your punch as a result. But even on that section there, it had a real punch to the guitars, and that chugginess just was pumping on your ears. Dun, 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 dun. Really felt cool. But to know that as well, it had that symphonic edge in the background, which was audible, and to be able to get that balance right, really, really dope. Super great mix. And the way that ride cut through as well was just absolutely friggin' sick. Then we got some electronic edge as well, which they've brought into this kind of project, Miscreant of Malfeasance, which is cool, and I think it works well. It's a nice little breakaway, different kind of sounds, different kind of vibe for a second, and then slam us in with a massive bass drop. And these guys are trying to bring back the bass drop as well in 2026. They're doing it nicely in this one. Sometimes when people do a bass drop, again, just like the symphonic stuff, you can do that massive bass drop, and then everything else drops out of the mix. You can't barely hear anything else, and it's just that sound, and that's kind of what you're going for. But the best bass drops are ones that are blended like this was into the mix, where it's a massive sound, but it doesn't just overtake the mix and then everything else kind of fades back in as it fades out, which is how it ends up in a lot of cases. And in those cases, it doesn't hit as hard as when you can still hear the rest of the music, and it's just kind of bumped the rest of the music up harder. So again, Alex has done an absolutely superb job on this mix, and this kind of music I think is his forte as well, because he's, as I say, he's managing to create the punch, the width, and with extra padding as well on top of that, which is really, really nice thing to do. If you've done any mixing, you'll know that is as hard as it gets. So really, really great job. And I just enjoyed everything about the track in terms of what it was about. The lyrics that came up on the screen were really, really cool. Pulled straight from comments as well, which I thought was friggin' dope. Although you couldn't obviously make out a single word of it. And there was lyrics about that in there as well, which I thought was really funny. So yeah, just a really great job. And when you know what it's about, and there was an old Zayo track where they really, back in the day when there were forums on the internet, they did a track that was clapping back at their haters as well, which I always remember is really cool. And they even named the people, well, not the actual names, but their usernames within the track as well, which was really cool. And that one as well was just absolutely blazing heavy as they could make it at the time. Massive distortion raging through the mic, and they just wanted to really, really shout back at their haters. And this one is a bit more tongue-in-cheek than that one. Those guys were really serious at the time. But I think this one as well, ticks the same kind of boxes, where you just want to, shout back at those people and just give them the absolute kind of heaviest track that you can give them back. Really, really cool. I like the whole vibe of it. Really, really cool. And great thing to go into the weekend listening to as well. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that as well and got a good blast and got some brutal stuff that was heavy enough for you going into the weekend. And that's going to be it. We'll be back for the Monday grind. So I hope you have a great weekend, whatever you get up to. And we'll see you then. Cheers. Bye.